Happy Monday, guys. Hope you're all having a great day so far. You know I am, right? Got the double espresso on deck. The market was red this morning. Now we're actually turning green. So, how could you not be happy, right? Cheers, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in today. We're going to break down Sofi stock, go over what's going on the charts, and we're going to break down the overall stock market, the indices, stocks I'm looking at in general. So, guys, feel free to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Patreon for my private portfolio updates, private Discord as well. That's linked down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stotsurfs.com/Patreon. And now, cheers again. Let's get into it. So we are now going green. Like I said earlier this morning, stocks were not looking so good, and you saw that in the futures market last night. We covered that a little bit last night. So we were down overnight. We got down to 688 on SPY, and now we're at 694 to show you guys how much we've rebounded. So we did get a nice pullback overnight. Now we're seeing this starting to push back towards the all-time highs from Friday, and quite frankly, guys, it looks like we want to break out again. We have a cup and handle forming here on SPY in the very short term. That's bullish. We're about to test 695 literally right now. That's bullish, and if that breaks, I think we're going 700. Like I've said before, I'll say it again. I think we're going 700. So SPY looks very bullish. And again, the fact that we're going from red to green, what more could you ask for, right? That's a great turnaround here intraday, as it's not even 1 o'clock on the East Coast yet, guys. So we're still not early in the day, but we have 3 hours left. So this could actually extend us into the close, right? This breakout could extend into the close. So QQQ's now up 0.15%. SPY's up, by the way, about 0.1%. And QQQ's now pushing towards 630. We're at 628, a little under that. 630 is the big breakout spot, like I've been saying. That needs to play out or break through that point. And the Dow Jones is barely down. It's trading at about 49,400 right now, as the Russell is up 0.16%. It's hunting for all-time highs again, like we hit on Friday. We hit 2635 on Friday, so I think we're going to hit all-time highs on the Russell again, maybe even today if we get that breakout into close like we were talking about a minute ago. So what do you guys think about the overall stock market? Things are shaping up well, especially after, like I said, we were red last night. Everything going on with Jerome Powell, which we're not going to cover in this video, that caused a little uncertainty, right? Now that we're back green, I think that's a power move. That goes to show the strength in the market. I love it. So SoFi right now is down about 1 3/4%, and we hit 2620 this morning, which I'm not loving because that brought us under the lows from Friday. Friday we closed at 27.30.40, so we're well under those lows. We got about $1.30.20 under that low. At the lowest point today, that is, where we hit 26.20. So the fact that SoFi is not breaking 28, we're still seeing it be a battleground stock at 28. And now we're actually under 27 going towards the lows from last week. I'm not loving that in the short term. Chart-wise, we can see here last week's low was $26.03. Today we literally hit 26.15, 26.20. So yeah, we're pretty much back at the lows from last week. This looks like a descending triangle now in the short term. I am not loving that. That's bearish. You guys know that. That's a bearish pattern in the short term here on the 15-minute chart. And on the 30-minute chart, you can see, you guys know this, 25-ish has been support for weeks, right? You're seeing that on the 1 hour, on the 4-hour chart. That's been the case. And at this point, man, I got to be honest, it's going to come down to earnings. It looks like as each day comes, each day comes and goes, and SoFi's not making a crazy move. That's leading me closer and closer to believe that, yeah, it's going to take earnings to move this stock. It's not going to really, I don't think it's going to see a major move until earnings at this point. You know, it's glued. This stock is glued to $28 a share, $27 a share. We need something. We need a catalyst to get it moving. And at this point, we're less than 3 weeks from earnings. It's got to be earnings. So 30th of June, or not June. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, June. January. 30th of January is when they're reporting earnings. And yeah, the cup and handle's still there. Consolidation's still there. But we just need to make a move. It's getting boring. It's like watching paint dry at this point. And it's like, oh, we're about to break out. But then, nope, it doesn't break out. Which, again, is why it's all going to come down to earnings. It's all coming down to earnings. So that's Sofi, guys. Now, let me show you all a move I made today. So I'm sure some of you saw my video from Saturday, I believe. We covered it, or we titled it, 3 oversold stocks I'm watching, blah, blah, blah. So XNET, XNET was one of those stocks. Chinese small cap, around $400-500 million market cap. And the thesis around this is that it is ridiculously cheap, misvalued. You know what I mean? Because they have a 8% stake, almost 7.8 to be exact percent stake in Arashi Vision, one of the hottest IPOs in China, and their stake alone in Arashi Vision is worth north of $1.34 billion in that ballpark, give or take the specific, or give or take based on the specific day. So the idea here is XNET, and yes, I know it's a Chinese stock, small cap, there is risk, but the idea here is 500 million market cap, and their stake alone in an investment they made is over $1 billion. I mean, the misvalue here is ridiculous. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, right? So yes, it is a Chinese company. People are skeptical about Chinese companies, but they are audited by PwC, right? And the the investment, the stake is legitimate. You know what I mean? The numbers are as legit as I can see, and again, they're audited by PwC. So it's like, all right, I think the chart looks great. The numbers, clearly it's misvalued. It's cheap. It's very cheap based on, many metrics. We covered more in my video Saturday. Go check that out. So I think this is going to be a $10, $11, $12 plus stock. I think that's where we're going. I think we're going even higher than that. And I initiated my position this morning at about $8 a share. And I'm holding on, baby. I think we're going to do well on this one. And it's again, a more risky stock. But I think with, again, Arashi Vision, their stake in that company, which they're crushing it. That company's crushing it. It's a Chinese tech company. I'm sure you've seen some of their products. Go check it out. I like it. So XNET is off to a great start to this week. A lot of Chinese stocks are moving. Alibaba's up over 10% today. You guys can see that one's now, I guess, back over the moving averages, although I wouldn't say it's fully breaking out because you can see here if I draw this channel out, we're actually now testing the top of the channel. So this actually could be the breakout spot for Alibaba. If it takes out 170, 190, 200 is where it could be going. So obviously Baba is a large cap Chinese company, safer, quote unquote, than XNET, but not as much upside in my opinion. JD.com is also moving today, over 4% on the day, pretty good. Let's see what else is doing well here, guys. Silver, oh yeah, almost forgot. Silver up another 8.5%. So silver, for those that thought, oh, it's going to crash at 70 an ounce, 80 an ounce, we're at 86 an ounce. Silver is not slowing down. SLV is on fire, which is a silver ETF that tracks literally the price of silver. A lot of these mining stocks, silver mining stocks, are going nuts. Like First Majestic Silver, we've covered a lot. Ticker AG. That's up 8%. So silver is hot. absolutely going nuts. Applied Materials looks interesting here on the charts, guys. AMAT absolutely going nuts, hitting all-time highs. I think this is actually due for a pullback now. AMAT. Let's see what else. Novo Nordisk is about to cross $60 a share. I'm loving that, guys. I'm long Novo Nordisk. You all know that. Oh, Oracle. Almost forgot to mention Oracle. My calls look like they have some life. Those calls are up another 20-30% today, although I am down overall about 30-40%. They expire in March. I think Oracle is putting in a bottom here. I could be wrong, but we're slowly breaking through these moving averages for the first time in months. We have an inverse head and shoulders that's slowly playing out. We're pretty much, we've held 190 to 200 as support for the last 2 months now, making it a new base, I believe. So I think Oracle is getting ready for a big move. This is exactly why I did not panic sell. I didn't get out of these calls about a month ago or a couple weeks ago, right? Because in this new year, I had a feeling we were going to start stabilizing and start to see a reversal. And now we're starting to get that. We're slowly seeing that play out here. It's not fully breaking out yet. Don't get it twisted, but we're heading in the right direction. And I think once if Oracle can take 210 out, 220 especially, that's a big spot on these charts. This thing could fly. It could fly. But we're not there yet. We're seeing signs of it starting to play out, but we're not 100% there yet. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, my private Discord. I literally post updates every single week, guys. We're chatting every day. If you want to see what I'm doing in real time, all my buys, my sells, my rebalancing, everything is on Patreon, man. And you get full screenshots, full transparency. We're investing $1,000 a week right now. It's all linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stotsurfs.com/Patreon. I actually just posted an update earlier today. Go check it out. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.